Hi, ladies. As you could probably guess, this week the reading that you're going to do, chapter 22, deals with science and kind of the relationship between science and faith and religion, which your discussion was all about, and I enjoyed reading the discussion. I just wanted to say a couple words about that. I think essentially what it comes down to is that science and religion can really go hand in hand. The two really complement each other instead of serve as antagonistic toward each other. I think that science helps us to better understand how the world works, but that God is the one who put that all into motion and is the one who created and designed the way it works. And so our creation accounts I say accounts plural, that you can find in the book of Genesis, give kind of a mythological look at how the world was created with some religious truth that God's the one who created it and that God lovingly created us in his image and likeness, that God gave us souls and allowed us to kind of have dominion over everything else, which really means that we're supposed to be stewards of the earth. And so I don't think there needs to be that much conflict. Of course, there will always be challenges from either side to the other, and that's a good, healthy relationship. So this week you're going to read about a few different scientists and the Enlightenment era. And mostly you're going to hear about or read about the kind of debate over how the universe works more than how the earth works. And prior to Copernicus, there was kind of the sense that everything revolved around the earth. And then Copernicus was the first to say that actually he believed everything revolved around the sun. Galileo, though, took his idea one step further because now he had a telescope and he could prove that Copernicus was right. And so Galileo was pretty outspoken about the fact that everything was revolving around the sun. This is called heliocentrism. Anyway, people got pretty upset about what he was saying because they felt like it was contradicting what the Bible said. He was asked to recant his teachings. He refused to do that. He was put under house arrest, excommunicated. And so obviously this was something that seemed to be a real threat to the church. John Paul II did apologize for the treatment of Galileo, and he tried to help us understand that science and religion can be something that goes hand in hand. Also, in this chapter, you're going to read about the era of enlightenment, which was focused on facts, science, math, and just the things that you could prove that you didn't need faith to understand. And so that era did, bring into effect a lot of conflict between science and religion that hopefully doesn't need to be a conflict today. The book will also talk about Karl Marx, who wrote the Communist Manifesto and really challenged society at that time and the treatment of the worker, and kind of was very critical of religion in particular. So you'll read about that. Also, advances in psychology thanks to Freud. So a lot to do with different science and math. Anyway, it's a short week. You're supposed to take the quiz by Tuesday. Hopefully that will give you a break at the end of this week. You just read chapter 22, take the quiz, and then I will make another video next week. Oh, before I end, I do want to mention that when I made the syllabus, I was looking off an older edition of the book. The textbook that you're using has 26 chapters. The textbook that I was looking at had 25. I compared the two books. They're the same information. It's just that they divided up the chapters slightly differently. And so you, when you read chapter 25, please also read chapter 26. Thanks.